This is Andrea Baker, Executive Director at Operation Love Ministries, and I am here with Melanie Dunn from the Purdue Extension, who is doing something fun for us today by putting together recipes and showing us how to cook items that will be distributed in a special meal box throughout the next month. Now, we will have 50 of these available for people to choose. And so Melanie has gone through our pantry, right? And has found items that we're giving out that we can use. So we're going to put those items together, and we're going to have special boxes that we'll call the Purdue Extension box, where you can have that recipe and take that home. Now, I know a lot of people have been subscribing to things like HelloFresh or Home Chef, those sorts of services that pre-pack those items for you for a recipe. So this is our version of that. And if you want to come and get one of these boxes, you're free to do that for free. If you'd like to make a donation for them, you can do that as well. So no one's going to hold you to that donation, but I know a lot of people don't like to take the food if they feel like they can give something. So but I'm going to let Melanie take it from here. I'm going to leave so that she can remove her mask and talk to you freely and teach you how to make this meal. So thanks so much for being with us, Melanie.
Thank you so much. Well, welcome. Like she said, I'm Melanie with the Nutrition Education Program in the Extension Office, and I travel Madison County teaching nutrition, eating healthy, but saving time and money doing it. So I so appreciate this invitation to come to Operation Love and do a quick little demo for the food box for you. So today, I'm going to get this skillet going, and forgive me if I turn my back to you. I'm going to try to make everything seen. Okay, so what I want to show you today is what we call our skillet meal, and it is just simply working in all the food groups, except fruit, I don't usually get in, but all these food groups on the My Plate. We need every food group every day, and this is one way to make it. And so we call it our skillet meal. It's sort of a homemade version of, let's say, Hamburger Helper. Those box meals tend to have a lot of sodium, and we're going to do it without sodium today. So now normally I use some nonstick spray, which I didn't have here. So I'm going to use a little olive oil, vegetable oil, corn oil, even water is a great way to saute and not add unhealthy fat like butter or margarine. So we're going to let the oil heat up a little. And then what I want to encourage you with this skillet meal is it's what you have on hand. Now, like she mentioned, you're going to get the box, so you will have it. But you might want to add other things that you have in your kitchen. Now, usually the meat, the protein box is what I start with. You don't have to. But if you're using ground turkey that's raw or ground beef, you would cook it first. Now, in this meal box that you're getting is this wonderful chicken. It's frozen strips, already cooked, so we're just going to heat it up. And I'm going to use half of this. That all depends on who am I cooking for, how many am I feeding? And I don't know how many volunteers are back there that may try this. So I'm going to leave that for another meal. And so I'm going to, it sure smells good. I'm not sure how it's spiced. Now with the skillet meal, you can take it any direction. You could go Italian, you could go Mexican, you could go savory. But what we're going to do, because what the pantry has a lot of are these taco sauces. It's actually a cooking sauce, and it's medium for those of you that like a little flair. And so we're going to use that. And then tomatoes, they have lots of red gold chili style diced tomatoes. We're going to use some of those. Lots of corn, so I have drained the corn. We're going to use some of it. And then I actually had some fresh broccoli that I needed to use, and so I brought it, and I put onion in everything. So I brought a little red onion, and I'm going to go ahead and add that and cook this till it's soft. And so the great thing about a skillet meal is you don't have to measure. It's what you've got on hand, what you need to get rid of, combinations you like. And I like to encourage people to be brave. Don't be afraid. You're not going to make any mistakes. You'll make some skillet meals you absolutely love, and others that you think, well, I'll add such and such next time. But as we talk about, and by the way, I give free nutrition lessons that you can sign up for. And one of my lessons is the My Plate. And one of the points on My Plate is we need every food group every day. And we need lots of vegetables. So anytime you can work in more than 1 or 2 vegetables, that's a plus. And we talk about color. The more color that your plate has, representing the food groups, great idea. So that's why I thought the broccoli would be great. If you're at home in your kitchen and you don't want to add broccoli to something that's going a little to the Mexican way with the taco sauce, that's okay. You don't have to do that. The other thing they have lots of here at the pantry are potatoes. So I'm not going to do potato today, but you could. And when I do something like that, I dice it really small so that it cooks quickly. Because the deal with this is this is a homemade version of Hamburger Helper. You want it that quick. You know, I think we've all made one of those, and it's done like in 20 minutes. As long as when that pasta gets done, or the noodles, it's done. But this is going to be healthier, which brings me to my spices. Everybody has their favorites. One of my favorites is garlic powder. Now, not garlic salt. That's one way to reduce the sodium in our diet, is use your garlic powder and onion powders rather than the salts. Now, I love oregano. I'm not going to do that since we're going to go the taco sauce way. Mrs. Dash is a good one, no salt. And then salt at the table is moderation instead of cooking with it. If you taste it and need it, that's okay. But actually, I thought I had chili powder. Here it is. I'm going to do a little chili powder, and of course, depending on your own taste. And then regular pepper. Regular pepper is very good for us, good for our heart. So if you like pepper, get that in there. So you can spice it any way you want. And the chicken's definitely getting done. So now I need to add my liquid. And I'm going to add a little taco sauce. And I haven't used this before, so I really don't know what it tastes like. So if I was at home in my kitchen, I'm like, well, I don't know if I like a little or a lot of it. I'm going to use a little of the sauce and tomatoes. I think the chili ready tomatoes would be great. And again, now if I was at home cooking for my family or someone that I knew, that I was feeding, I would use the whole can of tomatoes. I would probably put a little more broccoli, and I would have used all the chicken. So, because this is all virtual and I really don't have an audience, my classes, if we do face-to-face, we can do this and actually send the meal home with you. And so that's what I used to do in classes before the pandemic, is we would do this in class and then bag it all up, what's left after your taste test. So that's why I'm not using the whole cans, but so it threw me a little. I was thinking through, because usually I dump it all. Now, this corn from the pantry, again, you can see that I'm mixing canned vegetables, fresh vegetables. You could do frozen. It's just whatever you have and what you like. And look how colorful this is looking. I hope you can see it. I don't want to dump it on the floor. That's something I would do. Okay, now I need to get this pasta. This is the only time that you need to measure in the skillet meal, is that dry pasta needs liquid. Now I'm going to use a little of the tomato sauce and some water. And so since I put a cup of pasta in, I want to put about a cup of liquid. And now we'll bring that to a boil. And once that simmers, we have a colorful skillet meal. So let's talk while this is coming to a boil here and going to simmer. The food groups that we have included here. We have a nice lean protein in the chicken. We have colorful vegetables with the broccoli, the corn, the tomato, the red onion. And then our pasta is going to be our grain group. And dairy, we could work it in if we sit down and enjoy this meal with a glass of milk. Or my favorite would be sprinkling some cheese on it when we get done. Actually, the skillet meal, another way to do a skillet meal is add the dairy. I might put a little skim milk and a little handful of shredded cheese. It'd be gooey, good. You can picture that. I would like that. So that's one way to work in the dairy group. So the only thing that we're missing is the fruit. And so we talk about that in our classes about how can I work in fruit. I had an apple on my oatmeal this morning. I cooked down a little bit in a smoothie. So I'm good with my fruit for the day. So I would be working in my vegetables with this, but everybody's a little different. So think about the fruits that you might eat through the day for a snack: bananas, apples, oranges, or fruit smoothies. I think that might be the next demo we do here at Operation Love, is I'll bring my blender and maybe do a smoothie. Great way to get the fruit in your diet. So as that cooks down a little bit, again, I want to show you the skillet meal. And what I like to do is this will be on the video, you can print out or get a copy, email me. If you'd like to take a class, we can set up phone lessons, we can do Zoom, or we can figure out a place to meet face to face and do a free lesson. Actually, it's a series. I like to do 3 classes and talk about first the healthy basic tips of the My Plate, and then we get into some food safety, meal planning, moving more. We can't just eat all day, we need to be active. So lots of things for healthy lifestyle. So this box here you'll see is the protein, and then the vegetables, the milk, and the bread and cereal. So it just sort of helps you think through all my food groups and getting them in. So I love it that it's all in one skillet. So I'm letting that simmer and get this pasta done. And then the My Plate here, choosemyplate.gov, is a wonderful website to go to with lots of information. And then also at the end of this video, a flyer with my information and our website, eatgathergo.org. A great place for easy, inexpensive, colorful recipes that you can use ingredients from the food pantry here, or of course the grocery. One other thing, since I can't wait till the noodles are totally done, they're getting there, and give you a taste, you'll have to use your imagination, but I want to show you some of the fun kitchen incentives you receive when you take my class. And if we do it virtually, I still get these to you. We meet somewhere and I get them to you. Here's a fun little cutting board. I use that today. This is the heat-resistant spatula up to 450 degrees. This is usually what I use at home. I better turn that down just a little. To stir, or it's great for scrambled eggs. Our measuring spoon that is all in one, tablespoon, teaspoon, half, and a quarter. So that's a fun little gadget. And then our 4-in-1 little tool. That's a slotted spoon here with a little serrated edge for something like an avocado or a banana. And then a spoon and a spatula here. So that's our 4-in-1. And this is just some of the stuff. After you take 3 classes, I have some cookbooks that you can earn. So it's all while supplies last, but I do have lots of fun stuff. So with that, I will leave you. And just for, I'm going to show you, let me get a bowl here. I'm going to show you the end product of our colorful skillet meal that you can make at home, and come to the pantry on Wednesdays and get the ingredients to make it. So thanks for being here, and I will catch you next time. And email me, and we'll set up a lesson if you'd like. Thanks so much.